Hello Internet, I'm Yolly and it's time for another death battle! This time we have Hulk versus Doomsday. This is one of the most requested fights ever, and I've heard this is the closest fight Death Battle has ever done. This information came from Suicide, by the way. Now, as I should say with all of my reaction videos, please click the link in the description below to go watch the actual episode yourself. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Then come back to watch this video. Okay? Good. Support the official release. Okay, how do I know these characters? Well, I've known the Hulk since I was really rather young. I always thought he was kind of awesome. And, you know, we've all got that side of ourselves just like gets really angry and all that stuff. And when I was young, I did have a pair of Incredible Hulk hands, but unfortunately I don't have those anymore. But at least I did at one time. As for Doomsday, I didn't really know that much about him aside from the whole killed Superman, healing coma. The people didn't like how he was done in Batman v Superman. I heard how he was done. I don't like it myself. And that if he dies, he comes back immune to what killed him beforehand. So that's basically what I knew. I heard his backstory was really messed up, so I decided, okay, I'm not going to look into that, so that way you'd get my genuine reaction to it. Unfortunately, I decided to watch the Death Battle podcast by Screw Attack, Death Battle Cast. And their top 10 worst Superman villains, which Doomsday was on. I'm not going to say what number, but there's that. Well, I have to say in regards to his backstory, what the fuck? Jesus. Alright, and as for who I think is going to win, okay, I know I want Hulk to win. I know that. Because I've been way more familiar with Hulk for my whole life, and it's basically good versus evil. I have to root for the good. Now, I think Hulk can win, even though Doomsday's whole, like, resurrection thing, because I've heard that works either one of two ways. It's either some factory or something makes another one, but would they consider that outside help, which he wouldn't get, so if Hulk kills him once, that's it? Or it just takes a ridiculously long time, and I doubt that Hulk is going to just wait around. Also, I heard a bunch of things from a buddy of mine, TK Hulk. What I have to say is, Jesus Christ to all of that. So, yeah, and this is information I remember from the comments of my reaction to Iron Man vs. Lex Luthor. So, I just know I want Hulk to win. So, with that being said, I'm going to shut up and hit play because I have been looking forward to this for a long time. Hell, before it was announced I was looking forward to it because I wanted Hulk in Death Battle for so long. Oh, but before I hit play, I have something special in mind for this video. I'm not going to say what it is, just keep an eye out for it. Alright. It's been delayed for a while, but it's finally here.
Pure, unadulterated rage. Usually, in a stressful situation, you'd want to avoid this sort of emotion in order to keep yourself focused.
Unless you're a giant rampaging pile of muscles, like these two.
Dr. Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk.
Go
And
Hulk!
Doomsday, the monster who killed Superman. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Within each of us, oft times, there dwells a mighty and raging fury. And this suits no one better than the mild-mannered scientist, Bruce Banner.
Cause when Bruce gets angry,
You
oh
wouldn't
boy,
like him when he's
you
angry.
wouldn't like him when he's angry.
Dr.
Alright, that was my line
Bruce
boomstick,
Banner
but
may
whatever.
have grown up with few friends, but what he lacked in popularity, he made up tenfold with his intellect.
Like
However,
Stokes.
in spite of his
Sweet.
gifts, it was never enough to earn the respect and love of his father.
Partly because Bruce was so smart that his alcoholic dad literally thought he was a monster and expressed
Douche.
that to Bruce pretty thoroughly. God damn! How much
Jesus.
distance do you think you got there, Wiz?
9, 10 feet?
Man, with an arm like that, he could really go places. Like the nut house after he murdered his wife right in front of Bruce. Aw.
I will admit, this part of Hulk's
Understandably
backstory I did
traumatized,
not
Bruce
know.
coped by creating an imaginary friend to talk to.
You know, I had an imaginary friend once.
You did? What was his name?
Dad.
Oh. Well, Bruce's friend served
do
as an
know who
emotional
your
outlet
dad
all
is,
the way through
Boomstick.
his college
So, is
graduation.
that-
However, his advice to Bruce was
I'm just gonna
oftentimes
avoid that.
destructive.
So when the U.S. military recruited Bruce to make weapons, it was
Oh right,
usually
the
fitting.
someone
Bruce
with
was
a
tasked with
harmonica
developing
goes
a
on the crash
gamma
site,
bomb, which would use
and
gamma
his
radiation
not a
to defuse
dick.
weapons in buildings without endangering human lives. At least
He
that's
gets set off by a
what Bruce was
Russian
told.
spy, doesn't it? I remember that from
Surprise,
the
gamma
Who Is.
radiation is actually pretty
by-
fucking
by
harmful.
Screw Attack.
And when it came time to test the bomb, and some dumb kid decided to play
Oh,
his
yeah, that is
harmonica
it.
right in the test zone,
I remembered
Bruce
things.
asked his assistant to stop the countdown and dashed off to save him. But turns out his assistant was a Russian spy who set off the bomb anyway.
On that
Right.
strange day, Bruce's imaginary friend became a real-life terror as he transformed into the Incredible Hulk.
Bye bye.
Really?
Yes, apparently. Ever since, whenever he's angry, Bruce's body and mind morphs into that of the Hulk's, granting him unmeasurable power.
While he loses Bruce's brain power, the Hulk is ridiculously strong.
Yeah, he
Can
is.
Great distances, survive the harshest environments, and most importantly, smash the crap out of everything with his bare fist.
Yeah.
He also knows a technique
Including
known as
Mjolnir
the
at one
Thunderclap,
point.
which creates a shockwave that can deafen foes, level forests, and push back explosions.
As if he needed anything more than that, the Hulk has a healing factor that gives Wolverines a run for his money.
Yeah, it does.
You should be dead.
He's super strong and super hard to kill. What's not to like?
Well, there's one little detail that kind of ruins the whole experience. Bruce can't really control the Hulk. In fact, the Hulk is his own being, and they both hate each other, vying for dominance over Bruce's body. And yet, Bruce and the Hulk are often reminded how much they depend on each other for survival.
Bruce figured if he was stuck with his big green Goliath forever, he might as well try using it for good, eventually joining the Avengers, Defenders, the Fantastic Four, and even the Illuminati.
Hulk has held up a 150 billion ton
Yep, I remember
mountain,
that.
escaped Earth's gravitational pull with a single jump.
And one
Jesus.
time when a planet's tectonic plates started splitting apart,
Oh, yeah, he held it
threatening
together,
to
didn't he?
shatter the whole world, he just jumped right in there and pulled the planet back together.
The estimated average mass of a single lithospheric plate is nearly 45 quintillion tons.
Jesus.
Hulk pulled two of these together with nothing but his bare hands.
Wow.
He's not just strong and tough, he's more than twice as fast as a fighter jet, which puts him over Mach 5 speeds at least. And he can always go faster if he's pissed off enough.
This is because the Savage Hulk's strength is directly related to his anger. The angrier he gets, the more powerful he becomes.
Oh, yeah.
In theory, this means his maximum level of strength is potentially infinite. And when he taps into that immeasurable rage to the fullest, he truly lives up to his name of Worldbreaker.
Oh, they are giving him that.
And oozing with gamma radiation, the Worldbreaker Hulk is so powerful, with a single stomp he created earthquakes felt hundreds of miles away. In his battle with Sentry, basically Marvel Superman, they almost destroyed New York. And when battling another Worldbreaker Hulk, a single collision between them obliterated an entire planet.
Even the mutant Darwin's power, which specifically adapts to counter any enemy, decided that the best defense against the Hulk was to be somewhere else.
Holy hell,
Jesus.
who could even stand up to this madness?
Not many, obviously. Typically, Bruce does his best to contain and limit the Hulk's power. In fact, Worldbreaker Hulk is a result of Bruce relinquishing that control entirely. In terms of combat, usually only cosmic beings like Silver Surfer or Zeus have the might to challenge the Hulk.
Oh yeah, like that one time Zeus hit him so hard it burned out his healing factor.
But
Ooh.
even gods sometimes have to learn the hard way. You do not mess with
Oh,
the
please play
Incredible
this.
Hulk.
Please play this.
I am a god, you dull
Creature. I will not be bullied by Ant. Yes, I love this scene so much. Puny god. I love that so much.
What if all you had ever known was hatred and aggression, violence and pain? This life is reality for
YouTube comments, dude.
Oh my god. Wait, what now?
Thousands of years ago, on an uninhabitable prehistoric planet which would one day be known as Krypton, a scientist named Bertrand intended to engineer
He is the
ultimate
worst.
life form.
Yep, it's another one
Wait,
of those.
ultimate life form?
But with one hell of a twist.
I think I've heard that before.
At this time, Krypton was a harsh
don't know.
wasteland filled with nothing but sharp rocks, poisonous air, and violent predators.
Bertrand believed that if he could create something that could live through that, they could survive just about anywhere.
To realize this theory, Bertrand acquired an
Yeah.
infant from somewhere, and through a rapidly accelerated evolution process, attempted to transform him into his dream creation.
Oh, don't try to dance around it, Wiz. Bertrand put that little sucker into a baby cannon, blasted him into the wild to get murdered by any number of things, sucked up what was left of him with a vacuum cleaner, and just cloned a new one out
This
of
is
the
one of the
mess
most
that
messed
was all
up
over again.
backstories I've ever heard of someone.
The idea being each new clone would be stronger than the one before, thus covering millions of years of evolution in just a few decades.
That doesn't sound like science.
No, it doesn't. So after 30 straight years of baby murder, one of the clones finally survived the test. Amazed by his own success, Bertrand named this baby the Ultimate.
The ultimate baby.
But to the rest of the universe, he was their Doomsday.
See, Wiz, reloading as it is, patenting my baby cannon was a good idea.
Successful as Bertrand's experiment was, it was anything but a good idea.
Yeah, Bertrand did not have a
Turns out,
fallback
while
plan.
Doomsday usually appears to be a mindless beast, he remembered every single time
This
Bertrand
too.
had him killed. As a result, Doomsday had been unintentionally programmed at a genetic level to hate everything that lives.
Bummer. Needless to say, Bertrand was pretty screwed.
Because even with 30 years of development, Bertrand had never quite figured out what to do if his experiment actually worked. Because Bertrand is the worst.
I agree with Wiz.
He did do what he set out to do. He made an 8'10" monster that doesn't need to eat, breathe, or have internal organs to live. It just kills and kills and kills some more.
Doomsday possesses enormous strength, incredible durability, and poisonous spikes which can extend. But due to Bertrand's experiments, Doomsday's greatest power of all is his ability to adapt to his opponent's powers.
After taking his sweet revenge, Doomsday stowed away on a supply ship and ravaged dozens of planets until he finally found himself on Earth.
On that day, Doomsday did the unthinkable. On that day, Doomsday killed Superman.
That was a healing coma, and Superman
kind
was
of.
still
He actually put him
learning.
into a super sleep. After several days, he kind of woke up more powerful.
Yeah, we all know, Wiz.
Yeah.
At least Soups took Doomsday down with him.
That too.
Or maybe not. Turns out, whenever Doomsday dies, he just comes back to life, forever immune to whatever killed him in the first place.
Oh yeah.
Can't beat me the same way twice.
He's been punched to death by Superman, blasted apart by the Radiant's
boy.
energy, brutally ripped in half, incinerated by Imperiex, and just curb stomped by a Kryptonian horde.
Practically invulnerable at this point, Doomsday's taken on Darkseid, tanking his Omega beams and beating him to near death. He single-handedly defeated most of the Justice League and took on an energy attack that wiped out a fifth of a planet.
He's punched through the Phantom Zone, battled super beings called Gogs for a century, and even broken Wonder Woman's arms. Arms
Ugh.
strong enough to help pull the Earth.
And during his rematch with the Man of Steel, after witnessing Doomsday survive an explosion equivalent to 1 million nukes, Superman realized that the only way to stop him was to send him to the end of time.
At his most powerful, Doomsday's mere presence can boil the ocean and disintegrate buildings. A casual stroll across Africa made wildebeest an endangered species just by walking
Jesus.
around. But what he's got in strength, he really lacks in brains.
Not that
Oh.
he's dumb, he just literally lacks a brain. More often than not,
Huh.
Doomsday is little more than a one-track mind-killing machine. This makes his intentions predictable, and a clever opponent could use this to, say, lead him into a trap. And should that foe come up with a new way to hurt Doomsday, he could be killed.
Still, that's gonna be pretty goddamn hard to do.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this
Oh boy,
debate
here we
once
go.
and for all.
But first, Wiz won't stop talking about this thing, so he
Hang on.
wants to tell you about it.
Pause. Okay, I'm beginning to understand more and more as to why this is the closest death battle ever. Okay, they brought up that Doomsday can adapt to others' powers, so that's definitely a good thing to have adaptability, but in Hulk's analysis, I think they brought up someone who could do the same thing, but he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay away from Hulk. So I feel like that could, like, help Hulk out, like, playing apart. Although Doomsday has been punched to death and ripped apart, so there's two ways that Hulk could have killed him there. Gone. But it did say that Hulk has basically defeated Marvel's version of Superman. So... Not... Of course, they did bring up how Doomsday lacks a brain. Not that he's dumb, just doesn't have one in there. So I feel like with, like, Banner's intelligence in the Hulk's head, that could help out, but then again, they said that they just don't like each other, and for Hulk to be stronger, Banner has to, like, let go and just let Hulk do what he wants, basically. So there's that. Like, of course, I did always have one theory that could lead to Hulk winning. They didn't bring up him, Doomsday, like, being sent into the sun. So I always wondered if Hulk, like, throws him, leaps high enough, and then punches Doomsday into the sun. Odds are he's not coming back. From what I know. So if he could do that, then hopefully he'll win. I want Hulk to win, so I will admit a lot of what Hulk has done has set that sounds like better, but I feel like Doomsday's biggest edge is maybe the whole, like, can't be killed the same way twice, but the way I'm thinking, if Hulk just kills him once, that's it, he wins. Because he either has to be cloned again, or it just takes a ridiculously long time, and I doubt Hulk is just going to wait for that. So, I'm going to say Hulk is going to win. So, fingers crossed for Hulk. And now I have to resume.
As a man of science, I analyze everything from the car I drive to the razor that shaves my face.
Okay.
I only use a razor I've scientifically proven to be of both quality and value.
Oh, is this for Dollar
I
Shave
use
Club?
Harry's. Thanks to their factory
Oh,
in
okay,
Germany,
it's a different
Harry's
one.
produces quality razors at half the price. Just $2 a blade. Harry's sleek 5-blade razor offers a softer flex hinge, trimmer blade, textured handle for control, and a lubricating strip to help soothe the skin. But if you're like me, you'll want to try it for yourself. Harry's is so confident in their razor, they'll send you a trial set absolutely free when you subscribe. Just pay $3 for shipping. And as a viewer of Death Battle, you can get a free bottle of post-shave balm, which soothes and relieves skin after shaving and helps reduce redness. Just enter the code DEATHBATTLE at checkout. So head on over to harrys.com by clicking the link in the description below and get your free trial set and post-shave balm. Just remember, use the code DEATHBATTLE at checkout.
But right now,
It's time for a death battle! Come on, Hulk. Well, that's gotta be Doomsday. Oh god, cars! Stop! Don't look! Oh, Jesus! And, of course, the Wilhelm scream. This is gonna be one hell of a fight, I can already tell.
Hulk smash ugly fake Hulk!
Ugly fake Hulk? Jeez. I like the voice they've got for Hulk. Ooh. I'm liking the music choice. Get that bus out of here. Oh, shit. I can see why this took Torian a long time. Yes! Oh. He's using them as boxing gloves. I love it. Of course, he did that in a movie, so.
Hulk hate you! Hulk hates spiky beard!
They just call him a spiky bear. Ooh! Is that him adapting? Ooh.
You break buildings good, but Hulk break walls!
Oh, it's this wall breaker. Alright, come on, Hulk. Oh! Oh! Ow! Oh crap. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is very, very bad. Oh no. Oh. Oh.
Oh, that was beautiful.
With the Hulk's immeasurable power and Doomsday's impossible immortality, this truly felt like a fight between an unstoppable force and an immovable object.
Hulk may have had the advantage in raw strength, at least at his full potential, but Doomsday could certainly hold his ground. His victories against the likes of Superman and Darkseid prove he can take a hit from someone strong enough to break planets.
And by experience, Doomsday
Yeah,
has
that's
the
true.
speed advantage. He regularly fights foes with light speed capabilities, while that kind of speed is an extreme rarity in the Marvel Universe. In fact, the only foe that fast who Hulk's ever seemed to keep pace with in a one-on-one match was Sentry, and that was when he was at his most powerful stage, Worldbreaker Hulk.
So overall, Hulk had strength and Doomsday had speed, but neither completely outclassed the other. At first glance, this one looked like it could go either way.
Which means the devil's in the very tiny details.
So why couldn't
Right.
Hulk's infinite strength just keep rising and eventually overwhelm Doomsday?
Well, even assuming Hulk's strength was infinite, his healing factor was not. Don't get me wrong, it can only be overtaxed by hits from absurdly powerful beings such as Zeus or Sentry, whom Doomsday certainly compares.
Naturally, Doomsday's crazy strength and speed started wearing that healing factor down.
Here's where it gets a bit tricky. The Hulk may look like a giant green monster, but he's still technically human, and his power directly correlates with his anger. A human being's anger stems from an increase in hormones and adrenaline in the body. However, the brain
Right.
can only produce these chemicals at such a rate for a limited time, eventually giving up and turning apathetic. Therefore, Hulk's
True.
limitless power could never have existed without his healing factor. It's the key. It allowed his body to continue producing hormones and adrenaline far beyond the norm, theoretically an endless supply, thus increasing his superhuman power to an immeasurable degree. So, Doomsday overtaxing his healing factor meant the Hulk could no longer maintain his increasing rage and Hulk form.
And if you're still skeptical, that's why there's a bunch of times in comics when a huge impact forced the Hulk to turn back into Bruce Banner, including that battle between Worldbreaker Hulk and Sentry. With his healing power beaten down, he literally couldn't keep himself angry enough to stay in Hulk mode.
I love science, but there's still one more thing. Thanks to his battles with Superman and other Kryptonians, Doomsday has evolved to a point where it's basically impossible to kill him with brute force alone.
So Hulk couldn't have killed him by just getting angry enough to punch harder than Doomsday ever felt.
Precisely. Here's the proof. Superman and Doomsday eventually
that
had a
makes sense,
rematch
yeah.
in which Superman was much more powerful than their first battle. As we discussed before, Superman's power is also potentially limitless by way of continually absorbing solar energy. And at this point in his story, he'd begun to discover that.
But try as he might, despite his increased power, Supes couldn't kill Doomsday with blunt force a second time.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
Doomsday's immunity to being ripped, impaled, incinerated, blasted with energy, and being beaten by blunt force from both focused and multiple sources means
This is the most
just
most
didn't have
in-depth,
the
like,
options
reasoning
available
ever.
to take Doomsday
Aside from
out
Goku vs.
before
Superman,
his
of course.
healing factor was overtaxed.
On this day, Hulk met his doom. Doomsday.
The winner is
Alright.
Doomsday.
Congrats, Doomsday.
Next time on
Alright, who's
Death
next? Oh!
Hey guys,
Huh.
I'm Ben, I play Wiz, this is Chatty plays Boomstick, and next up we've got Zorro from One Piece. Stick to our Twitter to find out who he's going to be fighting.
Wanna watch
Well, that's
Tip
gonna
on
be
the big screen?
interesting.
First members can now download the Xbox One and Apple TV apps. It's great, but super important. We just launched a brand new video game. It's Super Rad Ray Gun. Link in the description. Click it. Check it out.
Okay, I have to admit, that was a really awesome fight. And the reasoning for Doomsday's victory, I can't argue with that. And yeah, I was disappointed that Hulk lost, but oh well. What can you do? Yeah, I do feel like this was Torian's, like, one of Torian's best work. I love the music choice. The animation was awesome. I can see why it took him a long time. Although I'd have to say overall, still not my favorite episode this season. If you know me, you know what episode that goes to. So, there's that. Anyway, next time, Zorro from One Piece. I remember him from a 1 Minute Melee, so who knows who he could fight. It'll be interesting. Like, finally got a person from One Piece in here, so check that off the list of franchises that haven't been in Death Battle yet. So I think I might just have to end the video there. Oh, by the way, that special thing I had planned for this video, here it is. Bye.
Hello loves, Tracer here. You've just watched a video by your only mate. Subscribe, like, comment and check out his other stuff. Cheers loves!